Hello and welcome to this quick video. This is going to be a quick test to see if my screen recording works properly. I have a new setup and I would like to set it up correctly so that we have something to work with and make sure that it works as intended. So here you have a chart that we talked about this morning. And for those of you who missed the stream, don't worry, we're going to have plenty of those to come. I'll make sure that you understand everything and continue your training as MarketSpy to achieve favorable results when trading. So let's say you're faced with a situation like this. First of all, today's little call to go long at a 45-degree angle on a baseline retest was pretty good. We're expecting lower prices to pick up once this cools off, and we may find ourselves trending slightly lower than this green square here, which would be wonderful. Okay, but for now, let's say you have a situation where you're looking at this chart and you want to get in and you want to initiate a trade, and you're thinking, should I go long or should I go short? So the two things that I want you to pay attention to is the understanding that momentum here is weakening. We're only working with this one chart, 15-minute time frame chart. And we see that the momentum is expanding to the downside. But looking at VVS, it is choppy. It's not consistent. And also the C bars are not aligned perfectly, so it's a sharp drop, but it's perfectly in synchronicity with the signals that are printed here. This white diamond indicates that we're about to go lower and possibly come back to this region here. So there are two things you can do. Because markets move so fast, you can go short, but you have to be able to take profit. And since this looks like a potential recovery attempt, we will have many instances of price kind of going down, bouncing, going down, bouncing. And we know this by looking at the equilibrium zone here, which is flat. Flat means there's a good chance that it will continue to trend in a sideways direction. So your potentially predicted price movement is something like this. Basically, this is what you aim for. And so since the best short opportunity was at this 23 level here on this flag, we kind of missed the train, and now we're at the bottom. Now, to me, if this is a choppy range environment, it means that any pullback down to here, we should be able to buy that and sell it on a bounce. And for that, because we don't know where exactly it's going to end up going, we can simply follow a very simple understanding that potentially this zone is one of them. Okay, this is where we may see some action. So if price goes down here, right in this box, it is sure to rebound by at least this much. So if you start averaging in using a scaled ladder ordered up to here, right, this is your target entry, then you should be able to use something like a 1-minute ATR with 1x scale. Sorry, 1 hour ATR with a 1 minute 1x scale in order to pick up this aggressive sell-off that is inbound right now. And then you can quickly sell it using the 5-minute and the 15-minute ATR right here. This is a very simple sort of scalping strategy, right? And it allows us to basically take all of this and run with it, selling volatility as it develops. Now, this is a potentially short setup, but we can't really get into it now because this purple line is in the way. So if it curves up, I think we chop through it a few times, and for that reason, it should be okay for us to initiate a long here and start selling on our 15-minute ATR. So let's see what happens. And like I said, this is just a simple test of the software. I want to see if it records videos as intended, and if so, then we should be able to do this more often, more frequently. What else? Right. So a couple of things here. We have potential levels to watch for, one being here and the other one being here. Now, there's no guarantee that we will get a fill if we aim for the daily. You see this yellow line? This is the daily close. So a retest of the daily close is highly likely. But as you know, it's never a straight line down. We will most likely go down a bit, go up, go down a bit, go up. So in this particular situation, in this scenario here, we're forced to work with what we have. And this is, you can start drawing some, maybe some parameters here to identify. Maybe it's a bull flag. Is it going to hold? Maybe this line extension will allow price to hold somewhere around here. This is a highly liquid area right here. This can get traded. So you have one level, potential trade level right here, then another one down here, and then another one down here. So let's see. So we're looking for a we're looking at from here to here. That's quite a severe drop. So it's not happening immediately, or we shouldn't count on it, because while markets do swing in this manner, I think the selling pressure that's been building up here is so great that this move will be countered, because it's showing signs of life, and traders are most likely going to pick up on that. So for that reason, we would rather just pick up a few contracts on the way down and sell, as long this baseline, as long as it remains flat against this support, which is now acting as a resistance. This diamond indicates that we have a potential situation where we can go short, and we will do exactly that once we take some profit using this 5-minute and 15-minute ATR values. We can then short into the diamond. So let me show you how that's done. Shorting should be a little easier if you're collateralized in BTC. So let's take Chaser to take profit, and we will go for sell, only reduce, restart Chaser automatically after fill. And the quantity, we're going to do 1,000 contracts for every 50-cent dollar move. We're going to basically sell 1,000 contracts, and we're going to initiate this like so. Now we're already in profit, so let's secure this. There's no need to risk it. Let's go to break even and just put that in there just in case. We will rinse and repeat the process as this volatility, as it moves aggressively up and down. We will play it, but we'll slowly evaluate how price is behaving against the indications, and we will act accordingly. So let's cancel the sells. Tag mode, reset tag price. I think, there we go. I don't know why it's not restarting it. Restart Chaser automatically after fill. And it should be restarting it, but it's been a while. I'm a little rusty. I don't know why it's not doing it. Okay, so we have another sell. These are 0.5s that we're selling. We have 13,000 contracts here. about $44 at current Bitcoin valuation. But we're looking at the sats here since we're trading the BTC against USD and not USDT contract. So I don't like this whole thing here. I don't know why it's not restarting it. It's supposed to restart every time we get a hit. It's not doing it. I have no idea. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. So restart chaser automatically after fill. Maybe let's bring this up to full account size and see how that does. Okay, it looks like it's working now. So I guess this number was too low here, so I usually leave it at 1x, and since we already have reduce only, it will not go above this, but I guess it's working now. So we're taking profit on a 5-minute ATR relative to these candles here. You can see how that's very appropriate. This is what you should be doing with your trades. If you're trading a short 20, 30-minute, 60-minute session, this is enough, right? It's nice. So we'll continue to chip away at this position here. We have a break even, nothing can go wrong here, and we have orders from below that will continuously buy into this diamond, which is like I said, this is not an initiator signal, meaning that this is not an initial sell signal after this rise here, but it is a sell signal. But I do think we have built some sort of level here, some sort of support, and it's going to hold for a little while. It's going to go down to this yellow line potentially, somewhere around here, right? Like this is, it'll go up, go down, and then maybe come down to here. And every time we scale in, we're able to sell that 15-minute ATR most of the time. Or do it in this way where it's manual. I much prefer chaser for this purpose, to take profit as price develops. Nice little color. So a little flag there, right? We don't have that baseline support, but it is a little dip into the dragon skin, and we're seeing a counter pyramid here against the white diamond, right? This thing here is going to keep pushing prices lower, but there's this baseline support at the bottom, so that is just fine for our purposes. It should be. So I'm just playing around with this tool here. Like I said, this video is meant to be. There we go, nice blue color. Oh, I kind of hate it. How about green? Oh, that's nice. Okay. Yeah, that's a nice little color there. I think I can work with that. Green. This is too. How do I say it? It's too cheeky. A little arrogant. Because we don't know white is kind of neutral, but it's too blinding on this HDR monitor. I think I want to go with something a bit more subdued, like this, gray. So this looks nice. So you can, while this is playing out, you can start doing things here. You see the trend. Obviously, the baseline here is the same as this line. We already lost it right here. So let's give it a few minutes and see how it goes. So one thing to note here quickly is I'm going to stop this briefly. I noticed that we have the tag mode. I don't want the tag mode. I want this to kind of chase price and start taking profit as it moves, because you do risk. See that little change in price over here? This little candle has lost a little bit of value. Look at that, 139 very quickly, and that's a big difference. All right, we want to be able to. Okay, so chaser stopped. Everything is in the clear. We made a little bit of money, right? There it is, 0.5%, 0.15, which is not bad. We just started, and I actually did a little trade just prior to testing this video. But as you can see, favorable results. So right now, my take on this is that following the diamond here is probably a good idea. But before we do so, let's go to 1 hour and see what's going on there. So in 1 hour, we can see how there's going to be a little crossover here. What you will see shortly is that, and it's probably playing out right now. So you see this red dot. If we draw a line, this red dot occurred here, and we're potentially going to get another red dot here. Let's say it occurs here on the next within the next 12 minutes. So if it occurs there, what we can take away from this is that you have a potential high, lower high, and another lower high here. But over here, it's following this. So you see what's happening here. We're seeing a divergence. Now that divergence is playing out right now. So how do you approach this, right? How do you approach this? Do you short it on the 15? Like I said, that diamond could be an opportunity to buy into the price rather than sell with it, because we're very close to a potential floor here. We're rebounding, and my take on this is that price is going to come down to this baseline. This baseline is very poor. It's not right now. It's not looking like it's going to hold. So I expect price to basically fall down here to something like this and have a very weak rebound, potentially go lower and go back up like this, and then maybe by that time we should get a little divergence. You see how that works over here, and we should have that push. So in preparation of that, because this is so weak, we can now safely assume that this is a good short opportunity down to EQ1. So we will go to our limit, we will go 1x, and we'll go to sell. We will automatically enable take profit here, and we'll just push sell. Got the market maker here unnecessarily. So another thing, right? The sell-off started from here. You should consider this as the peak where price started to get suppressed. See that? Should we keep the fat arrow? I'll keep the fat arrow. Price started to go down over here, but the signal that is going to occur, the dot, will happen on this candle, which is very late to react to this sell-off candle here, to this candle here, and it's going to appear on this candle here. So that means we have very limited sell side potential here down to the baseline maximum. We should be able to, if we go short, take profit somewhere along the lines here. And that brings us to roughly our window of opportunity here to take profit quickly as scalpers. Hey, it's 400 points. Worst case scenario, 200 points. I think on 1x it's doable. Your stop would be at the peak over here, and you want to basically sell and then buy back into it. So 1x short. We'll go into the sell mode right now. I don't know why it's not giving us. Position is 0. What? The error is current position is 0. Cannot fix. Reduce only. So I don't know why it's giving me that error. Reduce only. So okay, let's go to our settings quickly. Let's take a look at reduce only, and it's applicable in one-way mode. I am in one-way mode. I don't know why it's not doing it right now. There's got to be something that I'm missing here. I wish I could just ask you guys what it is. What am I missing here? Sometimes using the account size is yeah. Huh. Chaser. Everything is looking good here. I don't know why it does this right now. Okay, let's use the chaser to accumulate. Current position is 0. Cannot fix. Reduce only. Why? Why is it doing that? I don't have reduce only activated. Come on. Come on. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't work. I think I'm going to end the video here, but you get the idea. Just wanted to test the video. I'm going to talk to Trans about this. I have no clue why this thing is not tracking. Anything that I do here is just it's not working. I don't know why. Okay, this works fine. What the hell, man? Let's go to sell. Single order. And it doesn't work. What am I missing here? What am I... I honestly give up. At this point, I... -5 ATR, everything's fine. And, how about 1 minute ATR? I've tried everything. You've seen it, guys. I have tried everything. Take profit. Oh my God. It's right here. So if you rest, you rust, and this is the result of it. So well, the train is gone. We kind of lost like a good quarter of this candle now. And bring 1 minute ATR, sell it. Shed a lot of value just looking at it. So 1 minute ATR is another one of my favorite ways to entry, is on the ATR numbers as opposed to chasers or point 0.5 or immediate entries. I give myself some time, and it's kind of like casting the fishing line and just waiting for the fish to bite. So yeah, not seeing anything yet. And also, there's got to be like a little bit of a hunch feeling as to like, if the fish is going to bite or not. You understand that this could take a little while, right? And may not be immediate. And so there comes a time where, if you're looking at a 15-minute chart, if you have two candles, this one, the next candle opens and goes down, next candle opens and goes down, obviously you're not sitting there with that order set. You're canceling it, and you're trying to buy in from the bottom now. So you're flipping, you're looking at the square, you're looking at the failed momentum on this baseline here. Notice that lightning is in the bull territory. However, from its previous peak, which was right here, it's wrong, because this price kind of failed to post a high. It's supposed to go all the way up here, but it didn't. So we have 2 minutes to go. Price is moving in our direction to the short side, responding to that pressure from the white diamond that we saw in the 15-minute time frame. However, from here, from the when I was trying to figure out, it's already it's gone down by a good $200. You see how that makes a difference? $200. And so it's impossible to just look at the size of this and not think in percentage terms. 96% complete candle, and you're definitely not getting in. So now you have to look at it from a perspective of someone who's looking to buy this aggressive dip. As people freak out and start shorting into it, we start buying into it. And that's important. So for this method, we will use chaser to accumulate a position. 1,000 contracts. We're going to use tag mode, and we're going to start buying, and we will sell on the 5 and the 15-minute ATR using this time frame. Let's see what happens now. Since we're late and we missed that $200 mark, that makes all the difference. The subtle little change in the candle type and its body, the size, makes all the difference in the world between you're competing with super fast algorithms, and you don't want to give them that upper hand of going faster than you. So you have to predict where they're going to sell to, so that you can pick it up and blend in with other money, and that will hopefully cause a reaction. If everyone does it in tandem, sure. But as you can see, the diamond is pushing it. The algorithm works. What we're betting on here is that MAG7 setup, which it's missing a lot of pieces there. For one, long-term trend flow is nowhere near to being complete. And so why is the chaser not? Is this reduced only to? Yes. There we go. Sorry. This whole time it was not working. Right. So another thing with the chaser here, to accumulate a position, you need to see how that diamond shows up over here. It's way late. Okay. Here, pay attention now. We're seeing this diamond. Price is going to go up once it takes out all these guys here, because that sell-off started from here, 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 and here, and we have a diamond that shows up here. It's very late. You'll see a rebound, a $200 potential rebound. So this diamond is technically here. This lag is why we're buying from the bottom up. because it's what people are going to do now. They're going to start shorting into it because they think price is falling. We're going to buy into it. Watch what happens, and I should be able to post the video shortly after. Let's go. What do we have? So this is our baseline. This square is what we want to take out. This is where we want to accumulate. And on that accumulation, price goes all the way down here. We can sell on the rebound and post a lower high potentially, where price will start moving in this direction. Maybe it'll break down, but that's, you know, we're going to assess that later. For now, this is what we're looking for. Watch how this plays out now. I'm fairly certain that you see with MarketSpy, it's always the same. So this thing here, maybe I don't know. I'm still looking for some color that makes sense for us here. I think I'm just going to stick to space gray. There it is. Let's wait. Oh, and one more thing, when price is not moving aggressively, you see how it's taking its time. Now is the time to go ahead and introduce this. 1 minute ATR, minimum distance is 5, maximum distance is 30. So currently 1 minute ATR is in excess of 30. As you can see, it defaults to 30 over here, but this is the typical range of accumulation that we're looking for. So we're going to initiate our little algo, our trade, and we're up by 66 points. This is nothing. We can hold this for 700 points based on the 1 hour ATR, since we're on this chart. But at the same time, we're kind of playing the 15-minute time frame, right? So the 15-minute time frame is probably a quarter of this. And if we just go back to it, we should be able to see exactly what it is that we're looking at here. There are 9,000 contracts below the baseline. The diamond is applying pressure. We're selling off, and our range is 5 to 30. And every 30 steps, we're picking up a new contract, and that's what we want as price approaches this blue ribbon over here. We're not in trouble as long as this is flat and is not pointing at a 45-degree angle to the downside. We should be okay. This means that this is a highly choppy environment, and we're going to be ranging, going up and down. Smaller moves to be expected here. Okay, so right, so overall, while we're waiting for that to play out, we can also see how if this was the low, for example, right, and we broke it on this diamond, and now we're definitely going lower, how low can we go? So here we can quickly assess, draw some lines, just, you know, experiment with it and see that this is probably what we're looking at right here. Now that's quite a drop there, right? If this plays out, it's got ways to go, and we're not really concerned about that, because that usually happens over a period of time and not immediately. So we can take profit, we can break even, we can change our strategy if that's the case. This is specifically for situations where you're looking at a cluster of signs like this, bearish, but then you also have your buy the dip setup here as well. This is way too early, but for demonstrative purposes, I want you to understand why we're doing what we're doing. In your situation, I would probably short, since I don't like to trade with predefined stop losses. I need to know where my single entry would be, where my exit would be, and that takes a bit of time to calculate, so I'm not doing that now. I'm kind of trading the live chart very carefully. So let it go slightly lower. It's going to be a slow process. I think Do Kwon stopped dumping for now. Mondays, people always freak out. Tuesdays, when price starts to go up. So I think this time it's no different. As a matter of fact, the markets are sort of like front running that idea right now. Okay, so tiny little fluctuations here. 15-minute time frame. Remember, this is an intraday play. What that means is after this trade, that's it. There are no more trades. This is it. This was your daily accumulation. This is what the market is going to give you, right? In terms of holding this, right? If you want to hold it, make sure that all indicators are aligned. MarketSpy has gathered enough information to warrant a short or a definitive long. And so some of the things that as you watch the chart, as you're looking to, so right now we see that there's more selling pressure based on that indicator than there are buyers. So this makes me want to take profit and flip it around, because we don't want to be sitting here all day. But an intraday play on a 15-minute time frame, since it's almost the end of the day, is not really something that you want to spend time doing. So basically, a 15-minute guaranteed trade is your job. Your job is to find that, which guarantees you that kind of trade. So I think we're looking at one right now, and it's most likely to the downside. But because of that lagging indicator on 1 hour, let me show you. We understand the price is likely to shoot up as well. Here it is. We just needed to go slightly lower. We have support, but it's not strong and cannot be trusted. This baseline reclaim cannot be trusted because of its arching property here. It's not perking up at a 45-degree angle. It's not looking strong. It's flat. You should expect price to come down here. There's our bearish divergence that I told you about, and you learn how to forecast that and see it for yourself based on the probabilities here of selling pressure combined with the 15-minute time frame diamond plus these points. Remember these vertical lines that I said we're going to see a hidden bearish divergence. The reason they call it hidden, if you can master this, you can kind of front run the signal before it prints. It is printing now. The algos already calculated that. They're pushing the price down because they understand the liquidity, right? They know how much money is in circulation inside of these candles. Use your TPOs if you need more info for that. Maybe you can combine some of these strategies. And the retail are now seeing the actual print, this bearish divergence, and they're going to start shorting this late. You want to buy whatever they're selling. So that's what we're doing right now. We're buying little by little. And once this candle prints, we should be able to get a nice 500 point, 200 point trade out of this. For a typical instrument, Bitcoin's valuation, right, at 30K, a $500 move on an hourly time frame for your intraday purposes is plenty. So 50 points up, it's great, but it's not what we're looking for. So we'll continue to wait and accumulate. If it makes you feel safe and you want to de-risk a little bit, make sure the tag mode is on and price is not, your order is not chasing price. Let it remain at the tag level. You can de-risk a little bit by taking profit on a limit, like so. You'll go sell 20%, quick sell. If it doesn't pick up, you can cancel. You can do it again. Oh, it's 1 minute ATR, sorry. Make sure that this is set to 0.5 for an instant exit. There it is. Don't touch it. Should be enough fuel to push into your sell zone. Your soul to wait for it. Tagger is accumulating from down below. We're 9,000 contracts, and we could go 10x that up to our 100 that's in this account right now. So let's see what happens. My expectation is push into the zone and get absorbed. Maybe take out the square. Maybe not immediately, but start chopping here and give us some fluctuations that we can profit from. We should be able to de-risk our position slightly. Leverage is almost 0.1, which in itself is already significant. But 47 minutes, 20% of the candle here. Be careful with ATR values when running market maker, because if the candle is small, right, it's actually that is going to be the average true range of on this chart, that candle. So technically your market maker can pick up a small candle like this, and the next candle over, that could be a doji, and it'll push price and create an actual nice heavy candle that you really want, but you didn't get with market maker. So it's important to monitor those things and aim for what really works here, which is not tiny small candles. When you're operating a market maker and chaser are best suited for a high level of volatility, like all this stuff here, selling into these candles, right, as they go up and down, that sort of environment is great. Trying to get in on this little tiny candle here is not a good idea. Okay. But we want a spill to build up a position, right? So we can come out and profit actually. Like, not a few dollars, but maybe another $100. And if that's the case, there's nothing to do here. We have set up our trade. The tactic here is to pick up with the chaser all the way down to the baseline, understanding that it may get run. It's very weak, but also that we will get a reaction because this is extremely lagging, this candle here. So it's going to go up. And I'm going to run this video to demonstrate that to you, so you understand the mechanics here. And what if it doesn't? What if we accumulate the whole position if it doesn't do what we expect it to do? Our exit is simply right here. Or we'll add more contracts at the daily close, right here, the yellow line. But I don't think that's the case. Okay, let's watch. Okay, guys, regarding market influencers like Do Kwon and Sailor and others, um, they have teams of people who are liquidating their assets as appropriate, and they usually tend to sell into strength. So, two ways of doing that is these sort of slowdowns, right? When price starts to dump, that's usually the effect of those guys stepping in. Their algos are acting on some sort of, even take this purple moving average, right? They start selling into it based on one simple understanding, and that is price has advanced enough to the upside for them to sit there as humans that build those algorithms. As humans, they have to ask themselves a few questions. One of those questions is, are we seeing interested buyers that at their own expense will push the price high enough so we can exit and sell our second portion? So this guy can go on Twitter and he could tell you, you know, we're not selling, but they are. And so the question they ask themselves is, are you and me, are we going to bite the bait and push price up collectively so they can get a better exit point? And if they feel, their traders will feel that no, the books are not showing activity, no, there's a level, no, the retail sees something that's very obvious, it is not happening, then it will not happen. They will start selling at the first sign of resistance as much as they can because they're also terrified. It's not like they know when to sell, but they also understand that what's going on in the market, this may be their second best chance of out of this, from this level to sell into strength that we're seeing here on the charts. And so those teams are responsible to make those decisions. And you have to think like those guys in order to make clear judgment calls when you're working with charts. For us, understand that most of the time you are like when you're looking at these candles, understand that by the time you decide to get in and find the strength to execute your trade, you're probably late by half an hour, by 50%. You're late because unless you were here, yeah. But once you get a set of clear indications that it's go time, understand that you're trading the better second half of what is impossible to predict in the first place. So this is very big money order books that are very transparent to the exchange itself, and they can share that information freely, and they get to have all the fun. For us, our job is to always make sure that we don't get caught in the second half of this move. And so it's almost like we have to be thankful trading leftovers, okay? And we're talking millions too. When I say leftovers, I refer to it as it's not the size, it's the move, the initiation of. You don't want to be the first one to step on a minefield. You want to have others go there and sacrifice themselves and say, "Hey, we cleared the level, and it's going to push higher." So those guys, they rely on that information, and this is why the 5 candle sideways rule is so important. Is because when you're not seeing other backers, other bulls and bears backing your ideas, according to price behavior, then you understand that you may be the only one thinking this way, and it's not always a good idea. You want to blend in with the current. So we are short for some reason. I don't know why. It looks like we took profit, and the candle is going up, and I don't know why. So a little negligence on my behalf. We're going to fix that by buying into this level here. So we're supposed to be in profit, based on this analysis. And as you can see, this candle here gave you the dip, and it moved quite significantly from here to here, 200 points. If you captured 70, 80, half of it, that's great. This is now going to go up, and another candle is going to bring it down. User error. I got in, and we're now somehow short by 1x. I don't know why, how that happened. However, we're now going to wait for price to come down below our entry and immediately exit this. We don't want to necessarily wait here all day long. And so there it is. Let me find my... See, it's so fast you can't really catch it. Jesus. That was a total mistake. And I don't know why the chaser is... something's wrong with my settings here. I have to double check everything. For some reason, it's just... doesn't make any sense. But anyways, that diamond... this is a bad look, because what can happen now if price found support here, it can actually go up to here. Okay. So if you find yourself stuck in a situation that looks like this, right? What you have to do is you have to cut it right now, right? Or if you don't want to take $70 out of your hard-earned money, this was a mistake. So this should not happen. You have to wait until price moves into this zone here, and then add an equivalent number of contracts, wait for price to dip, and exit at break even. Since we don't want to risk holding a trade that is just going against this, we'll exit this at break even now. Let's do that. Also, you don't want to wait too long for price to start moving here. Sometimes if you're averaging in order to exit and protect your gained amount for the day, you have to do it fast. So an hourly time frame, 700 points. That would be I can't catch it. Okay, we're gonna go for the ladder. Set up the buy exit right now. It's really frustrating sometimes. I'm gonna go to 15. Okay, do this and initiate sell. Remember, this is intraday. We're gonna go for decreasing, and our distance here is going to, since we already have closing profit, is going to start selling only once we're in profit, not necessarily 0.5. 0.5 as the distance here. Go buy long. And we'll do the same for price going up, and we'll be very aggressive, and we will aim for 1 hour. Okay, we're selling a little bit, not enough. Here's a good place to exit. What I like to do is I like to get my 20% points out if I can. So something like this. Another 20%. Don't worry about the fees. Just make sure you're in the green. Doesn't really matter. One more time, 20%. See, price ran away. there are many people who are watching the books. They're seeing like little orders get added in, and they're interpreting that as a buy signal or a sell signal. And yeah, even smaller sizes, collectively, a lot of small fish can really add to price movement if they all look at the order books, at the data, and they see like little number of contracts start piling up. That's millions and millions of dollars of contracts that are moving. So we continue to. We also want to make sure that we have reduced position on. It's very important. So we're down to 58 contracts. This is going to keep going up, so we need to get rid of it as soon as we can. Otherwise, we'll start averaging in. Now, the averaging in part, now that we have reduced leverage to 0.5, we can add another 0.5, but we must be very fast here. So we'll do 1 hour, and we'll go into sell. We'll accumulate into this candle. Now, it's important to watch the baseline, because as this starts to move away and the baseline starts to twist, it'll be a sign that this price is now going to start shooting for this level here. So you have to account for this, for what could happen here. Okay. So let's manage this together, get rid of it. It was a mistake, and we find ourselves in a situation where we now have to babysit and pray the price comes down to our erroneous entry. We were not supposed to be going short here, but rather using the chaser to buy a small number of contracts to build up a position and sell $80 later. Instead, we ended up selling, but we also got into a short. Here's our chance. And I'm just doing this because I know there's lots of volatility right now, so it's fine. Here's another thing, right? As price starts to move away from your entry, once it's $30 or more away from your entry, make sure you go ahead and click on this flag and set your break even like now. 30, go to break even, and boom. No matter what happens now, you're okay. So let's start selling more contracts. We're break even. So now that it's going to make sure that we don't end up losing money. 20% sell. I'm looking at the entry, 62 points away from my entry. This is good. I want to grab as much as possible. I think it's going to break us even right now. Most likely. As you can see on lower time frames, this is a volatility event. We talked about that. We don't need sell contracts, so we're going to get rid of those sell side contracts. Monitor your sell orders here. And so now we have 5,000 remaining. What we're going to do is, it's $13, and it's pretty good. Like this is a good distance away from your entry as a scalper. But depending on the speed of the market, if there's no desire for price to continue falling against your position, that break even is going to basically cancel out these gains. But as long as it's there, keep it. Use chaser now to pick up the rest of it if possible, and do it like so. Only reduce, buy, and start buying into it. Closing position should be at 0.5, so it can react quickly enough. There we go. And we're just going to run this until our position is exhausted. And I would say that 0.2 of the account for the day given how I was not long here. But I merely traded this region right here, specifically this candle from the pivot down to here, using the 15-minute time frame to see the diamond and the sell pressure that's resulted from that diamond, and understanding what the lag on 1 hour counter to the 15-minute time frame means here. We predicted that there would be a hidden bearish divergence before it even had the chance to show up. We spent 1 hour and 5 minutes as of this mark in this video trading this, and we made 0.24 of our account, which I think is great. Okay. The rest of it, highly unlikely that is going to continue falling based on what we see here. So this minus 352 contracts, we don't care about it. We're just going to leave it here, and we have the break even set, and so we don't care. Our goal for the day to make 0.24 of the account, a quarter of 1%, is great. Now we can come back to this in a couple of hours and maybe find another opportunity. Volatility is not as strong as it was yesterday, so the gains are smaller, but this was a guaranteed trade, and the kind of assessment that you can rely on with MarketSpy and repeat the process forever and ever and ever. Thank you for your time. I'm going to upload it. You're probably already watching it. Thank you for tuning in, and let's dust off this channel. It's dusty here. Where's my Swiffer duster? It's dusty here. I'll see you guys later. Thank you. See you in the platoon. Cheers.